So I understand.
Well, now that the anger has passed from not having Trump serve his second term, which I think would have sent a great message to the rest of the world that we're civil and we don't have to play tug of war for power. Okay, here we are, cavemen, basically, or maybe I don't know, Homo sapiens. Except if you drop the sapiens part, it leaves us as homos. And I'm sort of concerned about that a little bit because I'm not very happy about the rainbow flag. The rainbow flag. That's not what I meant to say. I meant the flag. I don't. Okay, so. Geez, you know what? It must be that I'm not following a script here. It must mean that I'm speaking totally impromptu for no reason. Either way. The only reason I want to speak to anything right now is because I'm going to read a next part of the Revelation, and we're going to have a lot of fun. But before I can actually get into this next section of my segment, not that I've even started a segment, I sort of think that, Jesus, I lost my track. I hate when that happens. Like, it's almost like I want to be like on video all the time and just, listen. Maybe I shouldn't be listening to this. I think it was just more about how, like what, this is all fine, like white people and black people are getting along fair and well. Hey, man. I wasn't even like, I was like Zapata. I was like what? So now you came after me? Okay, but you know what? I'm not even gonna do it. Alrighty then. So that could be it. Anyway.
Let me speak a little bit about William Barr.
Sure. Let's. Okay. So, now I'm gonna just continue reading, and I'm gonna finish what I was, gonna say. I just feel that people are just like really happy to see me sometimes. I lose my track, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it. But here's where I wanted to pick up. Revelation 12. Let me put this down a little bit. But I guess this is not necessarily happening live, but something important. It says PBS. Okay. When the dragon saw that it had been thrown down to the earth, it pursued the woman who had given birth to the male child. But the woman was given the 2 wings of the great eagle, so that she could fly to her place in the desert, where, far from the serpent, she was taken care of for a year, 2 years, and half a year. Do you know what I think that means? I think that means like it's not going to be like all like congruent. It's not going to be like in sequence. Like it's not going to be like it's going to be a year, and however, my Lord controls time. So, okay. I don't even care about like decent white people. Like decent white people are fine with me. I mean, if my Lord likes decent white people, he's gonna know, not me. I know that. I know that I've been you know, tried to like tested or whatever, mainly through my son, and that's okay because you know what, my son is not necessarily born into a trust fund. He's not born into um, what is it, affluence. So I'm okay with that, and and that's okay. Does he have the soul? Does he have the heart? Does he have the mind? Yes, he does. Do I deal drugs? Do I cooperate with Mexican authorities to try and no, no. Do I report people that try and mess with me when they know that they're trying to bring me into a certain other uh, society in this world? I did more in my belief than Kamala Harris would have ever done in her entire life, just by being me, just by being a sacrificial person that said, you know what, no, I'm not going to do it. I can live poor. I'll live poor. What did Kamala did? I'm going to date the, you know, I'm like she's partying her whole way through life. Like she has no mama. And seriously, like, she's sick. She makes me sick. I wish that I would never, like, I'm not a part of elevating that person. I'm not. Or Joe Biden whatsoever. I can't believe that anytime that I have something to say, that I can't actually just like voice it, like right there. Like, yeah, sure. Because there's always like something like flying over my head, like, oh, no, 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 don't say that. Don't say that. The weight of America is going to come over you. Well, the weight of America is safe with me because I can actually tell you exactly what I think and what I feel and what I think you're doing wrong. And it's not about me. And I can show it. I have a, I have, I have a legacy of being homeless. I don't even care. Like you, you don't even have to worry about me trying to like up you up, you know, it either like in cartels or in the government. So either way, that's the nature of my exact response. So now you know, and now I'm going to finish what I was saying, what I was reading, rather. But the woman was given the two wings of the great eagle so that she could fly to her place in the desert, where far from the serpent she was taken care of for a year, 2 years, and a half a year. I read that, didn't I? Just not with as much passion. Okay, so the serpent, however, spewed torrent of water out of his mouth after the woman to sweep her away with the current. But the earth helped the woman and opened its mouth and swallowed the flood that the dragon spewed out of his mouth. I would be so like I'm so humbled. Like if God would believe of me as somebody that could actually like sweep everybody away, my Lord, my Lord, my Lord, my Lord. Like they they do know what they're doing. I'm going to say they do know what they're doing. This is um this is ridiculous what's happening in the court system. And I'm entirely left behind because my well, check my record. And by the way, I check my record too. Then the dragon became angry with the woman and went off to wage war against the rest of her offspring, those who keep God's commandments and bear witness to Jesus. It took his position on the sand of the sea. So, yeah. I really don't have anything inspirational to say other than to mention that this is what it's written and I believe in it, and I'm trying my very hardest to find my voice um, with God, to God, and I, I'm very to everybody who educated me and was I'm considered an investment towards or not. Thank you. That's going to be fine. Either way, I really believe that I can live at and anywhere in the world and I'll be fine. So I am definitely somebody that's maybe targeted for being like a person that, oh, like that person dealt drugs. Oh, that person. Well, I can tell you, I've already reported everybody that has dealt drugs around me to the Santa Monica Police Department, to the Inglewood Police Department, to the Culver City Police Department. Oh, they're all Mexicans. Okay, that's fine. But don't try and make me a cold case when you already know who you're dealing with, because now you all know who's trying to make me be a person that I'm not, because I'm not Sylvia Castellanos, I'm not Karen McKenty, I'm not Marianne the Guat, I'm not any of those stupid fucking whores that want me to be the person that fills in their shoes, to be the person that deals drugs, for stupid ass fucking idiots that don't want to that want to use other people. I'm not going to get used and you're not going to use me. And sorry. And I'm not going to what did I say? Exactly. Right. And I'm not going to use you. The same thing that I demand of you, the same thing that I hold for my standards, you're not going to demand of me. Now, I definitely think that if anybody has anything to answer for, is not me. And if anybody tries to attack me for anything, just because Joseph Weezer, Jose Weezer, Ruben Silva, like, and everybody else that you want to fucking mount on me, Colombians, whatever the fuck you! Do not. I don't deal drugs. I'm not going to teach my kids to fucking deal drugs either. They already know that. They know that. You think that you're like, everything is so easy for you. Like, oh, but they're just going to deal drugs. It's all based on the puppies raised somewhere else. I don't fucking think so. I think you're fucking a lazy ass that doesn't even care to fucking do your fucking job. Why do you even have a fucking job? Why? Like, it's fucking unbelievable. At least when I fucking get on the phone to talk to people, I'm trying to be very dedicated and honest about what I'm doing. Limited knowledge. I'm not I would rather be the fucking legislator than you. Why should stupid fucking idiotic fucking people be the legislators? Why? I don't You're the legislator? And okay, because that's important. That's actually like that's a very important piece of everybody else's life. And you're using the federal government to get away with your fucking sorry ass self because you're so dry and worthless and no ideas about exactly what it is you need to do to reform society and move and progress society forward. Do you know how long I've been hearing about the environmental issues? I was at Lincoln Middle School, 7th grade. This was 1990, 1990, 1991. Okay, so this is not new. Okay, kid. Okay, kid. You have to stop with your entertaining these next. What do you call these people? What do you call Cuomo that molested a woman? He like a not a yeah whatever. But you actually okay. So you have to if anybody's going to be touched and made feel like they're worthless, it's going to be people in Congress that actually respond to the needs of the so-called powerful people in the state government that are backing them up. You are responsible for that. So, and if I don't have the labels for it, forgive me, because maybe I'm a little bit more innocent than you are and than most people might be, but you're wrong. And you are definitely what I would consider somebody that's on the track of becoming what is entirely the destruction of this entire civilization over your own pri- over your own like Jesus, you're trash. I don't even know what does trash call their priorities? I don't know. Like, what is trash? Like, I'm trash one day. I'm just a fucking stupid little fucking bartender, but I have a priority today. What do you call that? What do you call your priorities when you're in charge of so many people? There's You have no definition. You have no place in my world. You have no place in my life. I'm trying to like think really hard about how I can even fit you in. I've considered everything that you might want to do and all the ins and outs, and it's all just very it's all it's all it's all just very pleasurable. Oh, let's just do it because we can. Let's blame it on gangsters later. Here are the MS-13 guys. We already set up the homes for, you know, immigrants and labeled everybody else bad. Guess what? You're sick. Your Congress has a lot of changes to make. I'm not, I'm not, I'm a, I believe in the democratic process. I don't believe that Democrats have a right to have any power over the Democratic win just because they're Democrats. Like, well, it's a democratic process. So, and since I'm a Democrat, no, not really. It's a democratic process. Everybody gets to vote. Don't be ridiculous. Be mature. Jesus. I mean, I just, you're just ruining everybody's life. That's all you're doing. You're elevating your own life on your own, like you're like a self-proclaimed leader. Nobody's I don't know who's elevating you guys. Nancy Pelosi. Nancy said, "Open Biden." That's ridiculous. Why would such a woman say something like that? Over open sesame? That's a wholesome literature. That's what an educated person might read and say, like, okay, that's what grounds people. Literature grounds people. But then here comes Nancy Pelosi and wants to have like all the ice cream in her whatever it is, freezer closet where she might keep whatever bodies she wants. It's like it was like a message like, and if I want to cut you up, you can fit right in there. Yeah, sure. Okay. Rather dead than share a world with you. Jeez, go for it. It's not like I'm not going to defend myself in either way. If you get caught, you're going down, baby. You're going down. Either way, yeah, don't do that. Don't do your whole little it doesn't, like the whole Guinea thing with the Godfather movies. It's not gonna fly. I don't really associate with Mexicans, but I'm pretty sure that by chance, if I had to fight, we'd be on the same side. It's like I don't associate so that you can stay on check, so that we can all move forward. And that's what the idea is, either way. So there's just things that happen across the way that I think there's certain advancements that need to be made, that need to be transferred over. And it doesn't have anything to do with transferring it over from one president to the other. It has to do with transferring it over from one younger generation to a better generation that is not bitter. And of course, I understand that Nancy's upset because Donald would call her crazy Nancy all the time. And I would be insane too. And I would think, well, I'm just going to be bitter about it. And I'm going to, try and revenge myself over it. So that's all it is. There's nothing else to it. Either way, there's a lot of what's going on right now that is still continuing from that. And I would rather that I feel that Donald is doing a much better job at passing that baton down to the youth that believe in his values and want to just make everything better and make everything ready for God. That's so hard for me to say sometimes. Then Nancy. Nancy is more, well, I was here first. I was here and I want to, and no, and I should have been the one that made everything better. Um you might have your place in life too. Like nobody's saying that, like, but at the same time, she's not backtracking any of the things that are not appropriate to to the person. You don't allow abortions for other people and not for your own children, because then that will allow, no, it's just wrong. And you know why you're wrong about it? You're not a higher class than me. And you know that. She knows that she's not a higher class just because I'm poor. I'm poor. I have pretty, I have a little bit of blue blood in me. She knows that too. Anyhow, as I'm listening to this, I just want to like come right in and say, this is really what's going on. This is what's not going on. Get it together. So everybody want to listen to me. So here I am. We just read how even after, oh, I have one more for you, actually, but not for now. Or should I? You know what? Let me get back on a little bit later. I'm going to have a drink. Unbelievable. Jeez.